welcome back to the channel. If you're new to us, my name's Martin.
Hi.
And that's Eve. Haven't seen her for a while. And this is Cut Loose, where we aim to tell you something about our adventures and life after retirement. So where are we this week? Well, we've just spent the night in Eve's horse box, which was an interesting experience.
A lot more comfy than you might think.
It was still a horse box.
It smelled hay.
It did smell like horses. And why? Well, as you might be aware if you're a regular, I am rather, moving house, getting rid of my cottage, and I have lots of other clutter which I've managed to farm off onto various people. And Eve just happened to be up here delivering a horse, her daughter's horse, to a local stable. So I took advantage of that, and we have brought some stuff, some items, whoops, there we go, some items to my daughter's. And as we're quite close to Rutland Water, we decided that we'd spend today exploring some of my old stomping grounds around Rutland Water, and that's where we are now. So join us, and we'll tell you some of the history of the place.
And it's a lovely, lovely sunny day.
It is, yes, lovely day. Okay, in a bit.
The cormorant flying left to right.
So, as your eyes will tell you, the sign in front reads Hamilton Peninsula. It also says permit holders, anglers, cars only. Well, we're neither of those things, but there is a cycle track and a footpath all the way round, and that's the one we're going to take. So we're going to walk initially along the northern shore, northern side of Hamilton Peninsula, and then get to the end and walk back along the southern side, and quite possibly stop at the Finch's Arms in the village for lunch. So that's our plan. I don't know what this is going to come out like because we're into the sun the whole time. Hadn't thought of that. So having made a big thing of these hill things when I was in Wiltshire, now turns out we're in Rutland and they have them here as well. They'll never catch on. Never catch on. Eve doesn't think that these are really hills, because to her Wiltshire is, like everything. These lovely old pollarded oak trees. Oh, here we go. Broken leg. Where's the nearest hospital? Anybody, can you help me? If you can make him out, there's an early morning fisherman out there. Have to catch him breakfast, I imagine. So over there we have Hamilton Hall. That's now a posh hotel. And just over there behind those trees is Burley Wood, and in the foreground here is Barnsdale Wood. And there was a lot of opposition to the reservoir when the reservoir was first suggested, because large tracts of those woodland were going to be lost, and conservationists were up in arms that all this really fantastic habitat would have been lost. Of course, what's resulted is fantastic habitat. We've now got a reservoir that is internationally important for wildfowl, and as you can see, goes on for miles. So apparently you can make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Okay, Eve has just come out with a little gem. What the hell is this thing doing? New gimbal. Haven't quite got used to it yet. Yeah, Eve has just come out with a little gem which I think she'd quite like to share with everybody. Well, you seem quite intent on letting me know, so...
So there comes a point in a woman's life where style is overtaken by comfort in the knicker department. And I've got a pair of pants on, they just keep descending, so I'm walking along with my
dropping out
hand
the
on my...
bottom of her shorts.
I'm walking along with my hands hitching my drawers up. Not
Nice.
really a good look.
You can imagine how attractive that looks. mint sauce, 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 mint sauce. Right, what was wrong with me saying mint sauce?
Well, I thought we were aiming for a really inclusive vlog. And
Well, it is inclusive, it's including carnivores as well as...
yes, but by doing that, by implying that sheep are only there for you to eat, you're just going to alienate the vegetarian, vegan
I didn't suggest
viewers
that.
of our vlog.
The only person I'm going to alienate, the only things I'm going to alienate with the sheep and mint things. But
I just disagree. Anyway, you know.
no, I don't.
You
I
were
think you're wrong.
intimidating them by saying mint sauce
No.
like that.
They
ran
didn't look
away.
Well, they ran away because they were up against the fence and felt threatened. Not that I got my wellies on, but they felt threatened.
I think that's just you. I think,
Well,
I think anything
would-
in close quarters
I would
be
point
threatened.
out that you were there as well. So
Yeah,
it wasn't just me.
but my vibes are...
Your vibes.
I don't eat
What on
that.
earth of vibes?
What? Your aura, the thing you give off.
I don't want to talk about that.
That's a whole different vlog.
Yes, I don't want to talk about that.
at this, it's beautiful. Do you know, this time of year, I just think, why on earth would you go anywhere else for your holidays other than the UK? The temperature is fabulous. The scenery is beautiful. Wildlife stunning. What?
That's better.
Well,
You need to grow.
I need to grow. I think
Yeah.
that ship sailed.
You
don't
need to
you?
grow. Because I
No,
can't
you
keep
need
my
to
arm's
talk.
not long enough to keep us both in shot.
Oh, I just think you need a taller girlfriend.
Well, no, you'll do, but you just need to grow.
Do I know? Okay.
Yeah. My arm aches now.
Oh, all right. Give it a rest then.
Yeah. Okay, well this is the road that nowadays comes down from Hambleton. But many years ago, where it disappears into the reservoir here, if you can just make it out in the middle ground there, it was a road that my dad and my uncle and I used to join them. We had a business, a butcher shop in a nearby village of Wing, and the village over there across the water is Edith Weston, and we used to deliver meat to Edith Weston, and then we'd come down from Edith Weston up this road here into Hambleton, where we used to deliver meat into Hambleton. And as we continue our walk around on the southern side, we're about halfway round now, around on the southern side, there's another road that actually comes out of what used to be Nether Hambleton or Lower Hambleton, up through Middle Hambleton, a little bit of which still remains, up to Upper Hambleton. Nether Hambleton no longer exists, that was demolished when they were building the reservoir. And parts of Middle Hambleton were also demolished, and those families moved on to places like North Luffenham. And away over in the distance there is Normanton Church.
Gosh, some beautiful, beautiful oak trees in this bit of woodland.
Yeah, there are.
Just got this pair here.
Yeah, lovely.
And they don't seem to be stressed by the lack of water we've had this year.
No, I don't know. The trees don't seem quite as stressed here as they were back at home, so I don't know. I don't think they've had a particularly easier time of it, but
I wonder whether or not the underlying, the soil holds moisture better than...
well, I think it's clay, if I remember rightly. I think well, under the soil is clay. Yeah, I know, it's
That's just beautiful. Gosh.
they are lovely, big old things. Now, a lot of this here, particularly this on the left, is hazel. And if we just hang on here, we can see one, and this is hazel. And aside from anything else, one of the easy ways to tell it is, particularly if it's been coppiced, and hazel is often coppiced, is you've got multi-stems from the same stall. So a lot of this is hazel. And as I said earlier, and I don't know whether nightingales are resident here, but certainly across the other side in Barnsdale Wood, it used to be very good for nightingales. And just here you can see
Hilarious coppice.
quite a lot of hazel. Well, I imagine it is, but I don't know. Without going and looking at the stalls, I don't know. But hazel does look, it has multi-stems anyway, but this does look suspiciously like it has been coppiced. I can't remember back, I know we did some work for Rutland Water to try and diversify the woodland many years ago when I was here, but I don't know whether that's continued or not. I'm having all sorts of fun with this gimbal. It keeps developing a mind of its own, which is marginally irritated.
I think it's probably operator error. I think we should get used to it.
Hey! This is all about practice.
It's first time out.
I know.
So I think, you know.
What you can't see on the screen is I'm rotating my wrist, and this thing is just perfectly flat. And I can do that. And then back down again.
I have to say, I think it's pretty cool.
It was pretty expensive.
Yeah, but
it cost more than £5 bob.
Did it?
Yes.
You mean you didn't get it with green shield stamps?
No, green shield stamps, my goodness. There's a thing. I wonder what happened to green shield stamps. Does anybody know? Can anybody remember what green shield stamps were? There's another cyclist that was kind enough to let us know he was coming past. This is Hambleton Old Hall, not to be confused with Hambleton Hall, which is now a big posh hotel. But Hambleton Old Hall kind of sticks out a little bit into the reservoir. In the 1970s, the Battle of Britain fighter pilot Johnny Johnson lived there. So I talked about the other road that was on the opposite side, on the northern side of the Hambleton Peninsula. And I don't know if you can make it out in the middle of the shot, but that's the road coming down the hill, and then it travelled underneath where there is now a bank, and then it went over there, and then up the other side. You can't actually make it out here, there's a lot of trees, but it went up the other side, and that went on to Linden, onto the road that ran between Manton and Edith Weston, and then across a junction and down to Linden. And there was also a spur that went off that way towards the village of Eggleton. There's a little bit of Middle Hambleton still remaining, some of the old buildings. A lot of Middle Hambleton is now gone, and Nether Hambleton, or Lower Hambleton, that used to be out there, is completely gone. And this is the original road that would have come up from Middle Hambleton, approximately where we are now, and then up, not surprisingly, to Upper Hambleton. And it's quite steep, and certainly in the days when we used to come down here in an old Morris 1000 van, Morris minor van, it was very steep. She used to grunt a bit going up here.
A bit like me now.
Is this steep enough for you?
It's quite steep, isn't it?
Yeah. So you do accept that Wiltshire doesn't have all the hills?
I never said it did.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
You implied.
No, I did not. I just said there were an awful lot more hills in Wiltshire than there were in the Fens. That is no word of a lie.
Well, no, but we're not in the Fens now.
No, we're in Rutland.
Here we are, finally making it to the top. and we're coming into the lovely village of Hambleton. And on one side we've got the church, and on the other side we have the post office, and I'll show you around the front of the post office in a moment. A sign that says the old post office, so I know it's the old post office. But there used to be some lovely old iron signs around here. Oh, maybe there aren't anymore. Oh, there we are on the door.
Beautiful.
Post and Telegraph Office. Oh, quick, there's a car coming. Dawdling across the road. And here we are at the Finch's Arms. We've made it to the Finch's Arms. First impressions?
It's lovely here.
It's very nice, isn't it?
The menu looks really nice.
Really, I've not looked at that yet. So how was that then?
Oh, that was so good. Really good food. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
What did we have?
So, oh gosh, we had, it was like a meze, wasn't it? We just chose lots of dishes to share, so we had...
It wasn't that much of a mess.
So what do we have? And we decided we'd been really sophisticated, and we had hummus with piquillo peppers, which was really tasty, and then a baba ganoush, an aubergine, which is effectively an aubergine dip, which again was really, really tasty. Some barbecue ribs, barbecue wings, which Martin had because it turned out they were containing gluten, so I couldn't have them. And I had chicken liver parfait with fig jam. Oh, and then we spoilt it all, spoilt the sophistication, because we had... Martin had a little tub of chunky chips. But yeah.
That little tub full of chunky
chips. But they were nice.
They were very nice.
They were really nice. Yeah, a Guinness and a Chenin Blanc, and we are happy people.
FTB, TTT.
What's that?
Full to bursting, tummy touching table. What are you looking at?
Orcas.
Orcas.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at dragonflies.
I'm looking at dragonflies.
They're hawker dragonflies. We had a very expensive lunch.
Oh, but it was nice. It was very good.
And who paid for it, by the way?
You did, Martin, but there again, who has driven all the way from Wiltshire?
Goodness. You brought it was all for you brought a horse.
Only to fit in with...
Brought, I would say, not bought.
Only to fit in with your plans for moving furniture around the country.
Oh.
Anyway, I really appreciate the fact that you bought me a really expensive and very tasty lunch and then moaned about it all the way back from the pub.
It was expensive. I nearly swore there.
Yeah, but you could tell by the cars outside that it wasn't.
Oh, there were
gonna be
Ferraris
cheap.
and Porsches and M series BMWs. Oh God,
Jaguars, and it was
Oh.
just, it was a.
Yeah. You could tell it wasn't really.
And then your comment about, all these beautiful people would have been really stunning 30 years ago. Yeah, they're the rich people that could afford to look like that when in their 60s and 70s.
50 quid for the cheapest things on the menu, 50 quid for a meal.
Yeah, but it was nice.
Well, anyway, where are we going now?
We've got to go to Oakham.
Okay.
Because we've got to buy a small gift for Gavin and Ruth for their party tomorrow.
Yes.
So let's pop into Oakham and let's see if we can park up the truck. We've got to get some beer and wine to take with us.
Okay.
And onward and upwards.
Let's go.
Go, go, go.
Revving it a bit much there. But I'm not going to comment on your driving.
Well, I wish. Don't you dare.
I'll be
I'll
be walking.
Oh dear.
This is recorded for posterity. Oh, there's another rich car, look. A Jaguar going up to the Finch's Arms for lunch.
Yep.
He can afford it as well.
Yep. You can tell by the no, I can't say that. This is going on YouTube.
That's not. So down there, down to the right, is where my caravan used to be. It's nice to come back and see how it's matured. Hasn't matured as well as I have, but it's matured.
Apart from the cyclists whizzing by periodically, it was quite peaceful and small.
Most of them were actually quite well behaved.
They were.
You know, they would ding the bell or whatever. But anyway, we're going to go into Oakham, and there might be some more. If not, we'll catch you later in the afternoon, possibly when we found somewhere to park up for the night. Okay, see you in a bit.
That is a huge, huge RV, isn't it?
It is.
I can't imagine that can go to many places.
I don't know. So
Well, can you imagine get that?
that was our night park up, or more of a campsite really than a park up, at the Wishing Welling Dyke. What did you think of the Wishing Welling Dyke?
I thought it was brilliant. Honestly, yeah, and
we
it was
didn't
the
think-
last minute.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd get anywhere, did we?
No.
And all of the websites said that, and I think it was Pitch Up said nothing available. And then Smarty Pants here decided she was going to find the phone number and phone them, and sure enough they'd got space. But then we pitched up, and Smarty Pants here managed to secure us a table for some food, which was
Oh, the food was brilliant.
Right.
Top food.
yeah. And having spent 50 quid on lunch, that's me, he said, oh, I'll get dinner, which was about £12.50.
No, well, yeah, but we spent 50 quid, but that included 5 pints of beer, 2 glasses of wine. So.
I didn't have. Oh, yeah, yes. Half of those beers were yours. They were Eve's beers, not mine. So that was nice, and we're now off to our sort of family reunion just up the road. So there won't be any more from us. So that's it. Yes, we're off to see some family. My son and my daughter and my sister and parents and nieces and nephews and so on. So it's going to be quite
Nerve-wracking for me.
Yes, Eve's not met any of them. So, but that'll be good fun anyway. So that's it. If you've enjoyed this little jaunt and you think that my gimbal work was absolutely top quality, then please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to know what happens next, ding the old bell. So cheers, see you next time. Bye.